from Holmes, finds his way to the outside. McLaughlin turns him around. He sets and throws, and this ball is caught.
Post-reaction Saturday. I have to give my reaction to the loss to Colorado, and it kind of went just like I said it would, minus the turnovers. Like I said before, I knew they weren't going to clean up them turnovers overnight and in a week. I figured Sims, and I said that in my video, I worry that what you see with Sims is what he is, because this is what he's been doing since he's been in college football with Georgia Tech, and now here he's in his third year. He's a junior, and it's something, if you haven't fixed by now, I worry about, and I said this, I worry about this is who he is. Athletically, he's outstanding. He's a very athletic person, and I could see why in practice he looks so good. Get him in the game situation, and I don't know if he gets flustered or what the reason is, but even though he only threw, I believe, one pick today, he couldn't keep a hold of the ball out. He dropped 2 or 3 snaps, turned the ball over 3 or 4 times, and that makes 6-7 turnovers in the first 2 games, and boosts his turnovers to what, I think 35 or 36 in his career, which is the most. I know it's the most in the Big Ten, and might be the most in FBS. So the one thing I took out of this is the defense is what we thought it was last week. The defense isn't good, and it makes you wonder, and I know I've thought about it, I don't know if you've thought about it, because I actually thought Casey Thompson would win the quarterback battle just because he was a better polished passer, and yes, he's not as athletic and can run the ball like Sims, but he could run enough. And considering them wanting to pound the ball, which you want to pound your ball with the backs we had, because we had a great running back room, I thought he would win the battle. But we didn't get that opportunity. I don't know what was said, if he just saw the writing on the wall and didn't want to take that chance, or did Rule go to him and said, hey, Sims, my guy. And being his last year, I don't blame him. He decided, I don't want to waste my year and take a chance of being on the bench. But there's no doubt if Casey Thompson would have been on this team, he either would have won the job. If not, I think we would have saw him last weekend against Minnesota, and we definitely would have saw him today. And he's a little different cat when it comes to playing quarterback than Sims, because to me, the defense is what we thought it was. We have a really good defense. I understand a lot of you are going to say, well, we gave up 36 points. A lot of them points came on offensive mishaps. They kept putting the defense over and over and over again in a bad situation, and then finally it kept building up to the point it was just too much. And then on top of that, you were playing in Colorado, Mile High, and so I got a feeling they just got wore out. The offense wasn't doing anything, and the defense was on the field a whole lot. And you saw it took into the late into the second and into the second half before Colorado started making progress on offense. I saw crisp tackling, outstanding tackling by the defense of Nebraska. And at the end, I saw some missed tackles, some missed reads. And again, I just think by then they were gassed. Just didn't have it in them. So it would have been a big difference if you'd had someone like Casey Thompson or someone that didn't turn the ball over as much. And this thing would have went back and forth. And they could have been able to just constantly pound the ball to them, because it would have been a low-scoring game the whole time. It would have probably been a little different story. I still would have thought Colorado might have won it. But what you got to do is you got to give Colorado kudos. They are a lot better than people think. I think this offense is going to get a lot of teams fits. And I was looking over their schedule again. I know at the beginning, Vegas had them like 3 wins. I said they would win 5 to 6 games and make a bowl. And I definitely believe it's now at least 6. Definitely they'll probably go in there and win against Colorado State next week. at home. But keep in mind, that's a rivalry too. Then they go on the road. They'll be going on the road to me 3-0, be a top 10 team, and you'll have two top 10 teams playing when they go play. And I'm assuming Oregon's going to be the top 10 as well. When they go to Oregon or Eugene to play Oregon after the Colorado State game, that's going to be a tough one for them. Wouldn't be surprised if they won that game, but I'd probably give that one to Oregon. And then they come back home in the Mile High Stadium again and play another top 5, probably a top 5 team in USC. But look out. If this defense, and again, I understand, and you heard Prime Time talking about how well his defense did, and they answered. And to me, it's not more their defense shined, and Nebraska's offense has a lot of problems. I don't see, I'm telling you right now, even next week against Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech, that's not a write-in. Don't assume that's a win. With the offensive problems, the problem we have is not only we're not moving the ball like we need to and scoring like we need to, then we turn around and turn the ball over and put the defense in some bad spots. I feel like with our defense, we probably will win next week and probably win against Louisiana Tech. And I would say probably Northwestern. After that, that might be the only 3 games I see Nebraska winning. I know a lot of people think they could win against Purdue. Purdue is, to me, in the first game looked better than I thought they would. Let's see how they do this weekend. But right now, that's not a write-in. And if this offense cannot find its rhythm, cannot solve the problems they have, and that's not just the turnovers, it's the penalties, the false starts, the delay of games. It's little things that's killing them. And I know it's been that way for a long time. And I understand rules in here, it's not going to be fixed overnight, but they got to fix. And I don't know if it's, I just got a feeling Sims is what he is. And I know Rule wants to stick with him because, one, they went after him. They went and got him. If they did tell Casey, hey, Sims is our guy, so they might be pressured more to go, hey, we got to make this work. We booked it on betting on Sims. But you kind of wondering, is he the answer? Is he who he is? And if he's going to constantly turn over the ball, if he's going to drop snaps, he's going to not put the ball into the pocket of the running back on them reads and on them handoffs, the little things that you should already have down, it's going to be a very long season in the Big Ten. Big Ten you can't mess with. Big Ten's smash mouth kind of football they're going to see. And I don't know if they have enough offense to win. You saw Iowa last year. As bad as Iowa was, you might think Nebraska is probably the Iowa of this year. You're not going to see a lot of offense. I think the defense is going to do well. The problem is the offense has got to stop turning the ball over and putting the defense in bad spots. But overall, other than that, I liked what I saw. I liked the crisp tackling, the firing to the ball. The defensive side had a lot of good things. And we ran pretty decent at times. But again, I'm sitting there going, I know they're talking about, Colorado had it all figured out and got that defense solved. And I'll believe that probably after, and probably not next week, but the week after against Oregon. Let me see how they look at Oregon. I took it more as Nebraska's offense is that bad. You thought the 2009 offense was bad. I think this defense is worse because that was another year where we had an outstanding defense, and to me, we wasted it. And even though we did end up going to the Big 12 championship game, but we lost to Texas, what was like 13-12. Man, you only give up 13 points. You should win that game. But again, I understand this kind of got a hand mainly at the end a little bit. I just think by then, with the offense not doing much with Sims and that the defense was just gassed, and there's not much we could do. So I'm going to end up going over this game. I'm going to go back through this game play by play like I did last week, and put out a video on what the positives and the negatives I saw in that game. To me, all the positives probably going to be on the defense. There's going to be some negatives on there, and no doubt there's going to be some negatives on the offense. But we'll look to see if there's any positives on the offense as well. I thought the line did well, especially on the run, but it seemed like at times on passing plays where I'd only see 3 or 4 defenders coming in and they would collapse. And it seems like they're still struggling to pass block. So let me look at it again to see if I could see if that's really what I saw and see if it's not something else. But I'm going to break it down and then kind of give my take. And then obviously I'll get a prediction for the next week's game later in the week. I will be going to the game next week, so I'll be leaving out probably Friday to go to the game. Don't know if I'll have a post reaction after that game. I'll be at the stadium. I might still do that. But I did want to say I do have something I want to tell everybody. I'm going to end up giving away because I was planning to go to the Michigan game on the 30th of this month, and something came up and I cannot make it that weekend. So I wanted to give it to one of you guys, and so I'm going to have to do that now. So what I'm going to do probably in the next couple days is draw from my members, country club members, and give this game away and see if they want it. If for some reason none of them want it, then I'll just reach out and see if someone else just wants it. But if you want to try to win this, I'll probably be drawing a name in the next couple days, just because I want to get it to whoever it is, because there's only 2 or 3 weeks before that time the game starts, and I want to give you time to make plans and be able to go to the game. So if you want to be part of that, join the country club member and just click the join button you see right next to the channel name, and then sign up to the Throw the Bones membership, and you'll be part of this drawing here. So just to let everybody know, I am going to go ahead and give this Michigan game away just because I can't make that weekend. So other than that, I do appreciate everybody, and we will see you. I will talk to you and see you on my game breakdown video that probably will come out in about towards 2 or 3 days also when I'm able to review it. So until then, go Big Red.